And then we get old Bron Breakker.
I actually did not see this scene because I'm pretty sure I was taking the trash out, so I didn't see this part.
Oh, do I have some shit to say? So, Bron Breakker barges in and after Kathy Kelly was like, so you spoke with Bron Breakker last week about him not being in the King of the Ring. Can you elaborate on that? And Breakker barges in. Bron is then told, I didn't want to throw you into the deep end because I didn't think you were ready. I said, what? He said that he would have watched him, or Bron said, that's not true. I would have watched them all drowned and smile while doing so. He said, quote, I should have been in the damn tournament. So Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager who fought for weeks to try and sign Bron Breakker before the draft, thought, I can't put this guy in the King of the Ring because he's not good enough. I can't throw him in the deep end with these competitors. Yet, Ilya Dragunov is good enough to be in the King of the Ring. Lyra Valkyria is good enough to be in the Queen of the Ring. Two other recent call-ups from NXT. Let's look at the stats and the numbers. I did some research. Lyra Valkyria, former NXT Women's Champion, for only 164 days. One title reign. Ilya Dragunov, former NXT Champion, for only 206 days. One title reign.
Hang on.
What?
NXT UK champion as well.
Fuck that. No one remembers that. But you can say that. No.
It means something. It means something, okay?
So it does, but how often was he actually defending that belt for 319 days? He did hold that title for 319 days, but how often was he defending that title? How often were we seeing him on actual TV? That's the thing. Most main roster fans don't even know about that or barely know about that. Anyways, Bron Breakker. 2 different title reigns, one for 63 days, one for 361 days, for a total 424 days. Plus, he's a former tag team champion in NXT and won the Dusty Cup. Who had the better run in NXT? Throw Lyra out of this. She's in the Queen. It's whatever. You're telling me that Adam Pearce thinks that Ilya Dragunov is better than Bron Breakker? I can see the argument, but I would at least argue equal. So for him to say, well, Bron, I couldn't just throw you in the deep end like that because you weren't ready, means that the fans shouldn't care a lick about Bron Breakker. The fans should be like, oh, well, if Adam Pearce don't think this guy's ready for any big opportunity, why should I care about him? Well, then I had somebody, some moron on Twitter go, you're not looking deep enough. He's holding him back because he initially signed with SmackDown over Raw and Adam Pearce is salty. And I go, so you're trying to make sense of it. You're adding a story beat to it that they haven't even teased. Yeah. Try again. Then somebody goes, well, he's not in King of the Ring because he's going to get a bigger opportunity in Money in the Bank. If the GM thinks that he's not good enough for King of the Ring, why would the GM think that he is good enough for Money in the Bank, which is technically supposed to be considered a bigger opportunity? So I tweet that. And then the guy that says that he could be in Money in the Bank goes, oh, maybe he could force his way in and get Pearce to, get Pearce to Adam by forcing his way in there and intimidating Adam Pearce. And I said, excuse me? So he thinks he's Roman Reigns, his undisputed champion? No, because then if that happens, then that makes your general manager look weak, and it makes it seem as if anybody can just walk all over Adam Pearce as a general manager. I hated how so many people on Twitter tried to make this story more than it is. And now I get it. We got to let it play out. It's only 1 week of knowing what's going on. Adam Pearce didn't think that Bron Breakker was ready for an opportunity such as the King of the Ring. But in saying that on television, you are telling the fans right now, you shouldn't care about this guy because he is not at the level of an Ilya Dragunov, of a Kofi Kingston, of a Ricochet, of a Gunther J. Uso, of a Tama Tonga who just got here less than a month ago. So, yeah, doesn't make sense why Bron Breakker wasn't in the tournament. Now, if the plan is Bron's not in the tournament because he's going to end up in Money in the Bank, okay, cool. But you shouldn't have told us that he's not good enough, King of the Ring. Because now you put him in Money in the Bank, hypothetically. No one is going to give two shits about him in Money in the Bank after Pierce said that you're going to get thrown in the deep end and you're not going to be able to hang. You got any thoughts on this? I know you said you didn't see it, but now that I've explained it, what do you think?
They kind of just made Bron Breakker look weak.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest.
If you're going to say that he can't hang with main roster talent, then why'd you call him up? Why is he not still in NXT then? That's basically what they said. 1 second. Basically what they said is, you're good, but I don't think you're main roster good yet. Then why call him up? Why fight so hard over Nick Aldis to try and sign him and then get mad when Nick signed him over? Makes no sense. Go for it. Sorry to cut you off.
Or it's okay. Or unless it's like a way just to motivate Bron. I don't know.
Motivate him how? Commentary's been talking now he's a beast. Commentary, they did that video saying that he's got better stats than anybody. His 40 is this, and his bench is this, and he runs 46 miles an hour in the ring, and da-da-da. It's like, okay, that sounds like a guy that you're trying to put over better than most. And then the general manager come out here and say that he's not good enough? No. You literally just told the fan base so they shouldn't care about Bron Breakker. At least not right now. So, yeah. Dumb.